Alright, so I'm going to be back testing GBPJPY in the 5-minute time frame until I take a losing trade. I got my rules out here as well, and I'm just saying I've got no idea how these trades play out. So this is going to be completely legit. I've just got a random time over here, and I've also got the rules now. I don't even know if I'm going to still be using the rules. I might change them for some of you guys who are local to my videos. I might actually change these rules soon, but at the moment I still got them. So let's just actually use these and let's just get into this backtesting session. Alright, so we finally just got a supply zone right here. Just a small supply at the moment right here, and I think it actually might be invalid. Yeah, it is unfortunately invalid just because this wick just went through the box, so that means it's invalid now. Disrespected the supply zone, so I would be not looking at this anymore. Alright, it's been pretty dead, but hopefully we can start catching up some trades. Alright, so we reacted from this supply. Now, we did get a nice reaction from this, and off the bat, just want to say it is pretty clean. We got nice level of liquidity. Alright, as you can see right here. Good breaks of structure, just opening market opening gap right here. We failed to break this low, which is a bit unfortunate, but it won't really make a difference since we are overall really bearish. If we look at the 30-minute time frame, everything looks good as well. Now I can't do like higher time frame analysis, so I'm just gonna have to do it on the 5-minute. And overall this trade is looking nice. Let me just get my rules out real quickly, and I'm gonna be entering this trade. So I have a stop loss of, Jesus Christ, so I got a stop loss right here of 5.5 pips, so that's going to be a 1 to 3 risk reward just over here. Hopefully this trade wins. Actually, let me do it a bit more correctly because that's a bit choppy, just like that. And a 1 to 3 is about right here. Alright, so I will definitely be break even at that point because it did not hit my TP within like few single pips. And then it came, I think, to my stop loss. Yeah, and tapped me out. Break even trade here, that's even a bit unfortunate. Now, actually, I think, well, that's correctly. Let me do it really correctly and see if our TP was actually just not here and it was a bit unlucky. Yeah, so it's a bit unlucky. Our TP was not hit by a single 0.1 pip, but I'll definitely be breaking at this point. I would have been break even at 1 to 2 anyway, so right here. So we got a first break even trade. So that was just unfortunate, but let's hope we start picking up some winners, bro. Let's go. Now, we did actually have a demand right here, but it's not something I would look for just because, well, we have a decent level of liquidity. Now, it's not perfect, but it is completely valid. But the direction to the zone is just not that nice. Obviously, it is pretty direct, but what we did just before was not really nice. Like, this here is okay. This here is really nice, but this here is not nice, and the reaction wasn't strong enough. So I would have probably entered on the next candle's flip. So if this bearish candle made a bottom wick and then flip bullish, that's where I would enter. But in this case, it did not do that, so I would not be taking this trade. And we also had a supply here, but that's not something I would look for again, just because liquidity is just one kind of liquidity, and well, yeah, that's basically it. Just one kind of liquidity, and it also had like a few wicks inside the zone. I think it was a winner anyway, but it's not a trade I would take. Now we had a demand here, which I went a bit too fast, but again, like I'm saying again, it's not a trade I would take. Now, it really actually depends, because it is actually a nice trade, I can't lie. I've seen setups like this win in the previous times, but it's just the liquidity is a bit like off, and the zone is part of a straight move. I mean, pretty hard to like take an actual entry as well, because you wouldn't probably not enter on this close, then you would have definitely not entered on that close, and this break of structure would have been a bit too risky as well. And yeah, just everything about this is a bit too off. If I start doubting myself already, I'm just gonna leave the trade always. So this will be a not taking trade. So hopefully, like I've been saying, we can pick up some trades. I do have a feeling that we will, but at the moment we just got one break-even trade, one trade I didn't take, and another trade I didn't take, and then another trade I didn't take. But this was a bit unfortunate, but hopefully you can start picking up trades. So just stick around to the end, because I got a feeling that we will. All right, we have another setup right here. Again, not something I would take, just because. Now, obviously, without talking about the bad things, it is a nice trade. Nice level of demand. You got a decent level of liquidity. Just took out the high. But what I don't like about this is, obviously, I mean, we need a retracement soon. I mean, we are going bullish like there's no tomorrow, bro. But it's just the movement down to the zone as well. Again, just a little fake out here. Could do the same thing right here as well. And also had an entry just before a new 1 hour open, which is a bit unfortunate as well. So all those things in consideration, I will not take the trade. As you can see, it had a bigger retracement just like that, and then it went bullish. I think we kind of reacted from this demand, but I mean, both of these candles just, well, they closed inside the zone anyway. But I mean, all right, we had a setup right here. Now it's an accuracy zone. It's a pretty clean zone. We have a fake out for one kind of liquidity as well. But the reason I don't like about this trade, obviously we are extremely bullish, but if we take a flip entry here, it would have been nice. But since it went all the way down over there, like all the way close down over here, the risk to reward is probably going to be shit, and it's just not going to be worth it, because we are going to move bullish. I mean, I'm pretty confident we're going to move bullish here. We have all the confirmations to move bullish. But what I mean about this trade is we have the potential to have like a little small retracement, and then we can catch that move. I mean, let's say we entered right here, had a, I don't know, 1 to 3. Now, I believe this should be here. Obviously, I don't know. I can't predict the market, but it's just a very small retracement. But if we were to enter on the close right here, 7.9 pip stop loss, that's going to be 1 to 2.5. That's nearly at this low, and that is a more bigger move. I mean, obviously it's not that big of a move, obviously, but it is way bigger than, I don't know, like this right here. So let's just see what happens. Say maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, that was exactly what happened. Just had a little retracement before moving up, and then it hit out a profit if we were to enter on a flip entry, but which I didn't, so I would not count that trade. Unfortunately, I think I just missed this supply right here. Now, again, it is a nice supply. This here is actually pretty clean, but like, again, I want to be really, like, since my main time frame is the 30-minute time frame, and I want to be really safe on the 5-minute, so I only go for A+ setups. And in this case, what we have done is we have made retracements, and then we move bullish, and we made retracements, and then we go bullish. So what we could expect from here, obviously we made this retracement, we went bullish, we made this retracement so we could go bullish, and it had a fake out here and then moved up. Now I can still check if this trade actually won, but I'm not too sure about it. Let's say we entered on the close, we had a stop loss just right here, 10 pips. That's going to be 1 to 2.5. Now, no, yeah, it did not hit, but I would have not taken this trade. Now, I'm not even too sure if it's smart to me to be making a 5-minute backtesting video, because I'm really strict with 5-minute, and we probably won't find any setups. That's why I trade about like 7 pairs on the 5-minute time frame, and I still don't trade trades every single day. Maybe like a few a week, maybe even not a single trade in a week, because I only go for A+ setups. So it might have not been the best idea, but hopefully you can actually still learn something from this video. Learn that I will always go for A+ setups, and why you should always go for A+ setups, definitely on the 5-minute time frame. So if you're trading something, I don't know, 4-hour time frame, and you just want some extra profits with the 5-minute because you have the time to trade out on a London session or something like that, then just go for those A+ setups, because on the 5-minute time frame you will find opportunities every single day. So if there's a setup you see and you're doubting yourself, then just don't take it. All right, but again, on the 30-minute time frame you won't be getting setups every single day. So if you see a setup that's, I don't know, A- or B+, I'm still considering it, but on the 5-minute, since it is an extra time frame, like just for extra profits, I only go for those A+ setups. But I still haven't taken an actual valid loss, so I'll just keep back testing. Hopefully this video won't be too long, because I got a webinar coming up with the VIP Discord. I actually just launched yesterday, pretty hyped about it. So yeah, if anyone wants to join, then I guess you can just, I mean, I'll put it in the description. Got a webinar coming up, just in 30 minutes, go over everything and all that. But other than that, nothing really. Got 30 minutes to that, so I think we'll be fine. But yeah, this supply zone which we're acting from is something I would not look for again, because liquidity is just a bit too far. As you can see, that's a bit too far, and obviously it's a bit too small as well. If this liquidity did something like this, we had a supply and then it came just about over here, I would take this trade. I can't say it's that bad. It's really clean actually, but we are obviously coming from this demand zone all the way back here, but that doesn't really mean anything. But other than that, it is not valid because liquidity is a bit too far anyway. Alright, so we came down to this zone. Now, I was hoping we could get a tap right here, but unfortunately we didn't. But it's nice trade, I can't lie. Now, hopefully, I don't want to be saying that I won't take any trades. So I'm going to consider this trade, just because obviously this video is going to have no value otherwise. Just gonna I want this video to give you like an understanding of what trades to take and what trades to ignore. So even if I don't take any trades, I think this video will still be valuable. But let's see if we take this trade. We have a break of structure, but I would not risk a break of structure here. So just a directional close. Stop loss just right here with a 12.3 pip stop loss. So that's just going to be a 1 to 2, simple. And about this trade, obviously I've seen so many setups like this before, but what we did is we swept liquidity right here with the wick, and then we moved up, we failed to break a high, and then we came directly to the zone. Now that's the thing I don't like, but other than that, we just took out these major highs like 4 times, and then obviously we failed to take that high, but that doesn't really mean anything. It's a big structured trade. We have a really good level of liquidity, which obviously got swept out, but we also got this liquidity that didn't get swept out. Now obviously, if this liquidity was not here and it did something like this, failed to like tap the zone and then sweep liquidity, take all the orders, come all the way up here, I don't know, react from the supply, react from this key area, head and shoulders, and then fail to break the high and then come back to the zone, that's not a trade I would take. But at the moment, it's still looking nice, and it gave a nice reaction. I wanted to, here's a pretty simple, nice demand with a nice fair value gap in front. So let's see how this trade plays out. That's our actual official first win. So that's nice, but still not a loss. I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be back testing until I take a losing trade. Now, sometimes I even get like a crazy ass win rate sessions. So hopefully I won't be here like actually like all day. Like to be honest, I'm asking for a losing trade at the moment because I want to get ready for that webinar. Just want to get things settled up, but obviously I still want to put some value out there. I just realized there's an actual supply zone right here as well, which I probably did not even see. Now about this supply, again, it's just liquidity a bit too far. So yeah, I'm just not gonna explain that further than that. Let's just keep back testing and let's just keep hoping for a win or a lose or whatever market gives us. All right, so we came to this supply now. Now that is A+. Well, just looking at the structure, this is A+, but we can obviously see, okay, we are not coming from everything and anything. So yeah, this is what I called an A+ setup. Now, a reaction on this would have been a flip entry, obviously, because it is a very clean setup. Actually, have a stop loss just around here. That's 6.3. That's 6.3 pip stop loss. So that's going to be, I believe, a 1 to 2.5. I believe, no, a 1 to 3. So a 1 to 3 just right here, and hopefully we can get another win from the market. And yeah, because this is an A+ setup, I'm feeling pretty confident in this. I mean, there's nothing really else to explain. You got like, I mean, if you are an experienced trader, then you can already tell this is clean. We are a part of a straight move, like this demand, this supply, but other than that, it is really clean. You have a really good level of liquidity. It's just the perfect trade we look for. It's just basically like this. It's just perfect like that. So let's just see how this trade plays out. Okay, well, that just hit within like, well, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So I guess that's another 1 to 3 win here. So we got 2 wins just recently, 1 to 2, that's 1 to 3, that's 5%. And yeah, those other trades haven't really, that's pretty dead all the way back down there. But we are starting to pick up trades. So hopefully we can, you know, start picking up a lot of trades and maybe even end up with 10%. We came from this supply right here, but obviously not a trade I would take because liquidity is a bit too far. Again, well, that's actually really far, so I would not take that trade. All right, well, I skipped a bit too fast. Actually, never mind. I was just about to say that we came into this demand. It's A+, but it just wicked down below the zone, so it's not valid anymore. But other than that, I think we came down to this accuracy zone just down over here. Now, obviously, that reaction is something else, but it could be a potential flip entry. All right, so yeah, this could be a potential flip. Now, that is a big ass stop loss. So let me just see. If an 11.6, that should be a 1 to 2.5. Now, I'm not gonna say 100% I will take this trade live just because that reaction. And obviously, actually, it is a nice trade. I'm not gonna lie. Without saying anything further, I think I will take this trade live and I will take it in backtesting. So let's just see how this trade plays out. Okay, that's nice. Okay, well, that just played out just perfectly. But and also in the beginning of the video, I said I might change the rules. Now, what I mean by that is I might go for like, you know, like I go on the 30-minute time frame, just target the highs, gap fills, all that. Because most of the times, my TP just runs for, if my TP is here, if my initial take profit is here, it usually runs for a way bigger risk to reward. So what I've been thinking about is either, you know, if we're really bearish, I just go for the rules. But if we are really bullish, like if, for example, if we take a demand zone and we're really bullish, then I might as well just go for a higher risk to reward because we're really bullish and we have higher potential. And if I'm looking for a supply zone and we're really bearish, so I might just go for a bigger risk to reward. But if we're really bullish and I'm looking for a supply, then I obviously just will go for the rules just like here. Now let me see the time. What time is it? Okay, I got 20 minutes. Hopefully we can actually start getting some losing trades because this video is 40 minutes long. Obviously I will make it a bit, cut it and make it a bit faster, but it is getting a bit long. All right, we had a supply here, but I mean, if you just look at the trade, it's a bit choppy everywhere. You can already guys see that this is not a trade I would take. It's just, if you just look at the trade like this, it is really choppy. Made a like another low and then made come up, you know, bullish structure. Will not like to see that. And also the reaction entering right here, all that. Now I'm pretty messed up with my words sometimes because I literally just woke up. Made some videos for the VIP, talked with the chat and just hopped on this video because I haven't posted it on this channel for a while. Well, not a while, but like 7 days, because I'm planning something huge. I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, I'm planning something huge. Other than that, I think we have a setup right here. Now that is in one massive zone, but let's just say we take this as consideration. Now obviously I can already see this trade playing out nicely, but since I was talking I couldn't really analyze it. But let's say we did not go for the breaker structure, just a close entry here, 7.4 pips. That's going to be a 1 to 2.5 just right here. Now about this trade, nothing really bad to say about it. Decent level of liquidity, direct zone, direct movement to the zone, and just coming from that supply. But that doesn't really mean anything because we came with such a straight line that we can at least expect a small retracement before going down. But this trade can still lose. I don't even know. but let's just see what happens here. All right, so my charts were a bit laggy, but I guess TP was hit, so that's another win. Jesus Christ. Let's just see what happens next. Hopefully we can. Okay, my charts are a bit laggy now, maybe because we got so many wins. I'm just kidding. All right, so I went a bit too fast, but we have a supply zone right here. I was looking at it the whole time, and that is just really nice. I mean, where that gap fill just went? What the fuck? All right, so we have this supply. We are coming from a demand area, which is one floor about this. Second floor, I mean, my charts were lagging as fuck. And okay, sorry, I need to cut that shit out. Can't swear, I think, on YouTube. I don't even know. But yeah, we had a gap fill like right here, which was like an opening gap. But then it like just, I don't know what the hell happens. Just charts were lagging as hell. But I fixed that. And I guess there's no opening gap here. Other than that, you're probably pretty confused what I'm talking about. So, well, yeah, you know that opening gap when you got between Friday and Monday? Well, it was like a massive one over here, but I guess my charts were just lagging as hell because there's nothing here. Other than that, it's a nice supply. Entry on the close. Stop loss just right here. For a 10.9 pip stop loss, that's going to be a 2.5 again. Just at this low. Now, nice liquidity. We just took out this low. We're coming from the demand, which is not nice. We got a good level of liquidity, but other than that, failed to break the high, failed breaking lows consistently, failed to break this low, but we got direct movement to the zone, really good reaction, and everything else is pretty much perfect. So let's see how this trade plays out. Oh, well, that's another win. All right, so we had a demand here. I went really fast, but I mean, since we are consolidation, I went really fast because I ain't gonna see any setups. And yeah, this setup is just not nice. I mean, since obviously, first of all, we're really bearish. We are consolidating, and yeah, we're just really bearish. And also, it's just really weak. I mean, since we are bearish, even if I want to take like a buy on a bearish trend, I would like to see like a strong break of structure. And right here, we had a break of structure with the wick. We came down, one bullish candle, then we had a reaction, kind of weak liquidity, just a weird zone. So that's not a trade I would look for to take. And also, I just peeped that we have another demand right here, but basically, okay, maybe that did not even tap. Okay, did tap, but the situation here is basically the same. Just a really weak break of structure, and the movement down to the zone was just literally just one bearish candle. These very small structure setups are just not something I would look for. I mean, I would look for it, but definitely not if we're in some kind of consolidation like this, because at one point we're going to break out, but not with a very small structure like this. Yeah, now we have broken down that consolidation right here. So right now it's either I get a losing trade or I'm going to end the video before the webinar, because I got a webinar at 12 p.m. So that's top priority, and then this YouTube video. So all right, so we had a demand right here. Again, something I would not look for. I've been probably saying that for about 10 times, that I would not look for it. And the reason for that is because we did not fail to break the high. No, we did. No, we failed. We did take out the high. I was just about to say that we failed to break the high, but we did take it out. So that actually might make me consider this trade more, because I was just about to say that we swept liquidity, we failed to break the high, and then we came back to the zone. But now, since we did take out that high, this might even be consideration. We are really bullish. We had a decent retracement. Entry right here, break of structure. Now I am going to consider this just because we took out the high with it. Well, obviously, like I said, weak break of structure, but this is our main liquidity and this is our main break of structure. So this break of structure doesn't really matter. But if it did not take out that high and swept liquidity just like that, I'll not take the trade. But right now it is looking okay. Break of structure entry right here, just before this 1 hour. So it's a good break of structure. It probably made that lower wick. And 8.5 pips is going to be, let me just get the rules out. It's going to be a 2.5 again. I think that was even, yeah, that was already hit just right here. So that is another W. Got GBP ends of D just happened as well. Let me just quickly check that. All right, so I got clean setup on GBP entity. Well, I'm not going to go over that because that's a 30-minute time frame, but I got a supply zone right there. I'm just going to have to make this video now really quickly because I got a supply zone on GBP entity and I also got a webinar coming up. So hopefully we can actually get that losing trade now, because I'm actually at this point, I'm asking for a losing trade because I want this video to end and I'm a man of my word. So I'm going to be backtesting until I take a losing trade, or when I got that webinar coming up. But other than that, we got win over here. So that's 1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins, 4 wins, 5 wins, 6 wins. And all of these are more than 1 to 2. So yeah, that is just insane for the 5-minute time frame if you think about it. Now this is a completely random time. I got no idea how this how these trades play out. Now obviously this trade is the most sketchiest out of all of them because, like I said, it's a very small structure trade, little consolidation. So let's just keep back testing and let's just hope to end this video soon. All right, so we had a supply zone right here, but yeah, that's not something I'll look for just because obviously liquidity, movement to zone. Okay, hold up. You know what? I would not take that trade. I've explained it enough with the other trades. All right, wait. I was looking at this zone. I was just misclicked my stop button, but we had a nice supply zone right here. Now, it did went all the way down for a break of structure, but that's not a break of structure I would take. But we are taking lows. We had a weak break of structure right here, so it means we have potential sellers coming in. So that's basically like a liquidity sweep. We're taking out lows. We took out this like last low here with the body as well into this clear space. We have a nice decent level of liquidity. It did sweep it and then come back down, which I don't like. But other than that, we have a massive fair value gap, a nice supply zone, and a pretty, well, it's actually not the best reaction because it went all the way down there and then it came all the way up. But all those in consideration, I will still probably take this trade. Enter on the close, have a stop loss right here, 4.5 pips. That's going to be a 1 to 3 risk to reward, just like this right here. And like we saw before, it's won again, so that is another winner. Now I did not expect this video to be like that good because we got 1 to 3 here, 1 to 2.5 there, 1 to 3 there, 1 to 2.5 there, and so on and so on, and 0 losers. And we have been backtesting. We started like, well, like 6th, I think 5th of February to about, I mean, that's a completely random time, but 5th of February to 21th of February, and we have taken 0 losses. And probably, I mean, for 100%, we are over 10% in profit. But like I said again, I'll be backtesting until I take a losing trade. Now, talking about losing trades, there's a trade right here. But again, I'm going to be loyal and I'm going to say that this is a trade I would not take. Well, obviously, you can already say why. And to be honest, it's not a bad trade. If it was like the 30-minute time frame, I'll probably consider it. But I don't really like taking big structure trades on the 5-minute time frame. Obviously, since we are coming from supplies, we are failing to break highs. And obviously, very small liquidity. I mean, it is a good liquidity, but small for the structure of the trade and all the other factors as well. So that's not a trade I would take. All right, so I got 4 minutes until the webinar. So I'm just gonna make this a bit more faster, just like this. So hopefully we can either get that losing trade or that webinar. And again, like I said, if you want to be a part of that webinar, then you can join the Discord in the link in the description. I just launched it yesterday, pretty hyped about it. Waited for like months to launch it, and it's finally here. All right, never mind. All right, now we had a supply right here. Now the reason I went a bit too fast, obviously, because I'm 7x, but I was actually looking at this demands here, but unfortunately that went through the box just like here, as you can see. But this supply zone, now a flip entry right here, just like that, just a 8 point, well, just 9 pips stop loss. Where's my rules? Here you are. 2.5 risk to reward. Now obviously I think I already saw that TP hit, but it's a nice supply zone. We just respected that demand. Nice level of liquidity, nice movement to the zone. Well, pretty much A plus or A minus, I'd say. Actually, that is really clean. So this is an A plus setup and flip entry right there. Let's see how this trade plays out. Obviously, that's another winner right here. So hopefully let's just keep backtesting and see if we get another win. All right, so we had a demand here. I went a bit too fast, but I was looking at this demand. We just took out this high, decent level of liquidity. That's, again, a pretty nice setup. Now, I would not take a flip entry on this, so that would just be a directional close, 7.7 pips, which would be a 2.5. And that was not here, but it would have been a break-even trade. So this was another break-even trade. And to be honest, I'm just going to leave it at this. Let's just say this was a losing trade, no break even, no anything, and I'm just gonna end the video here because I got a webinar coming up and I'm just gonna be top priority. Gonna make that webinar first, good, because that's my first webinar ever in the Discord. But other than that, I'm gonna see you in the next video and goodbye.